I did see Jim's question in the chat about suggestions for conducting hybrid meetings, participants gathered in physical room versus connected virtually. That's kind of a timely question for me because I was just in a conversation with someone about that, about the culture shifts that I feel like need to happen as we, you know, kind of try to go back to, normal, whatever that is. But we certainly publish a lot of content, we Microsoft on hybrid work and whatnot. I don't know if we could find blog posts here quickly, but I will just say off the top of my head, the thing that I was in a conversation with someone about on that topic of the hybrid meeting is just this idea that of trying to make sure that your virtual participants are not like second class citizens in that meeting, right? That if there's a part of the folks that are in the room, it can be easy for that audience with their easy ability to kind of look at each other and have side conversations and even speak quietly, and and maybe you can't pick it up on the microphone and those kind of things. That's what you don't want to happen, right? You want it to be as close to possible as if those remote folks were there in the meeting as well. I know one of the things we had announced recently, I forget what event it was or whatever, but we, from our Teams meetings rooms perspectives, we've got technology that we're putting out there to try to make those remote participants, especially if you've got the room and the big screens and all that good stuff, to have their video content right there, front and center. Can't be ignored in terms of the people in the room, because you can see them very easily. The other little kind of culture shift tip really too is that even when you are in these fancy, in my words, fancy rooms with cameras that are looking at the person speaking and zooming in and whatnot, I mean, you still have this concept of remote participants seeing the whole room, which could be good or bad depending on what that end users wants to see. But to help with all of that, to have each individual still have their laptop on in front of them with camera on, right, to get the same kind of engagement that the remote users are having. So remote user now has the option to either look at the room feed and its fancy camera that's trying to focus, or to look at the individuals like they would if everybody was remote. And of course, that also lets those people in the meeting continue to engage with the other things going on in the meeting, like the chat, like reactions, things like that. So that's even more especially true if you don't have a big Teams meeting room with all the bells and whistles, because those rooms would show reactions up on the big screen and all that good stuff. But if you can have your laptop on and see all of that engagement there, and engage the same way too, right? Because what you don't want is to be in that meeting room and not even be able to hit that applause button for something that your remote participant said. You want to be able to have all of those engagements. So this idea that we'll want to have our laptops, even if I'm in the room, we'll want to have our laptops there on, cameras on, and get the same engagement. So the key there is just to make sure that our remote folks are just as engaged as the on-prem folks.